Well, here we are. Take a good look. So we've got some things going on. So yep, Lace and I are sitting in Carlsbad, California. So in this video, we are picking up a C7 Corvette, a 2015 Z51 Stingray. It's red. Lace is very happy about that. She loves her red cars. So
why can't we not get away from red Corvettes?
People buy a lot of red Corvettes, that's why. So yeah, so we came here. Reason being is I'm going to show you in this video a product that a company approached me as a result of our presence at SEMA last year, and they told me, hey, you know, we've been developing something. We see you sell a similar product. If you'd be interested in helping us test and do some kind of, I will say, late stage development, just going through the system, then obviously I could potentially have exclusivity on this. So, and I would obviously warranty it, things like that. Now, the quirky part is it is technically like a competitor company. So I don't know. We'll see. So that's what you're going to see in this video. We're going to grab this C7. We're going to get out of Carlsbad, head back to Las Vegas, and then I'm going to give you a sneak peek at some new stuff. So if you're a C7 owner, stick around. Watch KnightDriveTV. I always wanted to build fast cars, so self-taught I started with engine swaps, composites in my apartment, to multiple shops, tuning, fabrication, and more. 10 years later, the big time, SEMA, Speed TV, I climbed from nothing, but I lost it all. This is my new ride, KnightDriveTV. When failure is not an option, us car guys keep banging the gears of life. What you think about Carlsbad, Lace?
I mean, we're only at the airport, but so far I like it.
Yep.
We've drove through. I mean, we've driven the whole coast.
Yeah. Encinitas is right below this.
Yeah,
right?
we've been to Encinitas.
And we stayed there.
We've been to Newport Beach. That's above us.
Yeah.
So we've been around here.
We got to check this one off.
Yes.
We actually flew in on JSX. I don't know. A lot of you probably aren't familiar with JSX, but out of Las Vegas, it's actually super convenient. It flies to a lot of different small airports throughout California, and kind of like, I guess you could say, like a tri-state area. They fly a lot of smaller Embraer, like I think they're EJ 135s or 145s. So it's a 20 to 30 seat type of plane. It's pretty convenient because you don't have to go through any major TSA security or do anything like that. They still do some things, but other than that, it's pretty cool. As you can see here, we the side-by-side seating, it's very comfortable, very quick, in and out in no time. It's like, air travel in the 1950s. So I think our ride's here, so we're going to go jump in this BMW and go get the C7. And there he is. So we're going to jump in this BMW.
So I have a C6 and I hate the red color.
Yeah, hers is like fire engine.
I don't like it's like a fire engine red. I'm not a fan.
Oh yeah, I like this color better.
Yeah, that's good.
A lot better.
Yeah, I mean, it at least makes red a good red,
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just kind of poking around there. Now, you said, you're like, I need the Z06. But now you're willing to...
Absolutely.
Oh, so now you like it?
Yes.
Because you see it up close.
Yes. Oh my God.
What? It's got the dual mode exhaust.
Can I steal it immediately?
What? You're going to steal it. Freaking Lace. Always got her eye on my stuff.
Hey,
just like
I have wanted a C7
between you and Volky.
How long?
You and Volky both steal all my stuff.
I drove it 4 days a week up north.
Yeah.
And then once the pandemic hit, then I cut back to 1 day a week. And that's what I've been doing.
Okay. So you bought it since new, right?
I bought this for,
Yeah.
I got all the paperwork.
Good stuff. So obviously got the 3LT interior. So
isn't it as good shape as I said?
Oh yeah, I mean, you obviously you took care of it. Alrighty, we're in the C7. First time I've ever driven a C7, believe it or not, and I've driven every era of Vette now except for C1 and 2. So I guess I don't know that it feels a lot different than a C5 or 6. I mean, obviously it's a little different seats. Steering is a little stiffer, and you can feel some differences, but she's quick. She's quick, huh, Lace?
Yes.
She got a little stank in her.
A little bit. feeling.
This guy took pretty good care. Is that your sense?
Oh, absolutely.
He's pretty meticulous, it seems like, about taking care of it. So
Absolutely.
got no plate on here because, you know, that's the way it goes. So, you know, but it's insured. We got NCM insurance. Thank you, Adam, and folks over there at the National Corvette Museum. I added my insurance yesterday, so we are good to go. So now, you reacted in a very particular kind of way when this thing was first revealed. Now, you say you don't like red cars, and you only wanted the wide body big dog C7. Why did you have such a, I would call it an unexpected reaction to this car? For me, I was expecting you to be like, oh, okay.
I mean, it looks better in person, and the red is way better than like my C6 red, 100%. So, like your C8, that's like an acceptable red. This is an acceptable red. The startup sound of it, I don't know. In person, like I guess I've been up close to C7s, but like I don't know. Like this car just looks good.
I knew this. I kind of knew this would happen, but you know, I mean, I thought you would stand firm. But we have to have a base model, and you'll find out why as time goes on with Night Drive TV. We're gearing up. We're gearing up. Alrighty, yeah, we're checking out the spots. Seeing what we can get to eat, maybe. Yeah, it's the Top Gun house. Look at that. We're checking out the menu. Seeing, I'm eyeballing this here breakfast burrito. We got a view of the bushes here. It's a nice view of the bushes. Tempting, huh? All right. Well, we're gonna use the navigation to go home, and this looks like a video game from 10 years ago already. I mean. Sheesh, how does this touchscreen doesn't work too well. We have a 2016 ATS-V, and like you don't use navigation in that, do you? Being able to update the navigation is huge, and that's one of the biggest benefits of what I'm going to show you here later in the video. Is, you know, it's just like this is just locked in time. All right, so we are going up the mountain out of LA towards Barstow. We're in some stop and go, well, kind of slow moving traffic. Look, I'm gonna go all the way down. I'm at 5.
Still doesn't even want to.
4. I'm at 4 miles per hour. I could feel it getting a little angry, but I'm like barely moving. First gear. That's all you gotta do. So we made it back. And this is Lace's favorite part. I never fails that she's this person every single time. Like I buy a vet and she's all up in the paperwork. She loves when the owners keep the documents. Like she just pours through things.
Think it's interesting.
Sees what she can find. So we got the original window sticker. So what were you saying now? So what we're trying to figure out is the C7 only came with a transparent top. And I was thinking that they came standard always with like the painted or carbon panel and then the optional clear. So what are you saying?
It's saying here that it says removable roof panel, carbon fiber, painted body color.
So that would imply that it did come with.
It did come with. That's what I would assume.
Yeah.
And it says carbon fiber hood.
Carbon fiber hood.
That's what it says.
I didn't think this. I don't know if the C7s. Maybe they're all. Maybe that. Remember I mentioned how light the hood seemed. I didn't think about that, but maybe the carbon. All C7s have a carbon hood.
Definitely paid extra for the transparent.
So the question is when you opt for that, does it replace the factory panel to where you don't get it? Because I remember like vets of other generations, they would have a dual top option. So I'm wondering if you can either take the dual top option or just pay extra and get a transparent instead. I don't know. That's what people in the comments are going to have to tell us because we don't have the painted top. I really wish I did. Overall, we got back. Came across the desert, no incidents, no crazy rain. Overall, it was a good trip. Usually every time we go out to California to get a Corvette, I've gotten three Corvettes now. No, more. I've gotten 4 Corvettes from California, I think in total. 4? I think I got a ZR. Well, I got a ZR1 from Monterey once. I got my first C4 Corvette in 2010 from San Diego. and I picked up the C4 Callaway twin turbo from right at the bottom, Chula Vista, I think it is, right at the base of California, not my San Diego, and then we got this C7. So obviously, I don't have my first Corvette anymore. My Arctic White 92 6-speed I sold, but and then the ZR1 that I got in Monterey, I kept only briefly because another person local in Vegas got a hold of me and sold me their ZR1, so I sold the Monterey ZR1. So actually, I have the Callaway twin turbo, and then I have this, so still remaining. So we got back. The point is, every time I went to California to get a car, we would come back and all kind of stuff would happen. Like the car would be breaking, or we get in a snowstorm or a rain downpour. Like the Callaway, we were bringing it back. Ooh, I really thought it was going to go bad. We just missed like a monsoon. It was really crazy. But that being said, we got the car back, and I love when I get back into home range. I really start ripping on it and feeling the car out. And man, let me go quick and just say, what are my immediate thoughts and impressions? So obviously, I've got a ton of time in my C5 Z06. I've got a lot of time in C4s. I've got some time in Lace's C6. She has a manual LS3 6-speed. And I've got time in this C8. So, it's like now this was the first time I ever drove a C7, and it was interesting jumping generations like that and getting used to the C8 and being more used to C5 and C6. So it kind of left this unknown in my mind with C7. Just off the top of my head, quick thoughts. C7 feels very much like the David Hill architecture. The C5, C6, C7 feels very familiar in terms of controllability and the way that the dynamics of the car, how it feels, how it handles, how it spins around. I kind of, spun around a little bit in an intersection, stuff like that. Like the feel and the dynamics, very familiar. This car does not have mag ride. So again, it even more feels like the cars that I have. Interior wise, interesting how the C4, cockpit feel was something that returned for C7, and obviously they went even further with the C8, kind of that jet fighter cockpit feel. So that is fine. Obviously the C7 is a little more cramped because they moved the engine back in the C7. They were trying to get more weight over the rear wheels, trying to get more equal biased, 50-50 versus kind of like a 51 front, 49 rear like you would get in the C6. So you can tell that the cabin's a little bit crunched. It's a little bit tight for me. I'm curious what the headroom's going to be like with a helmet. So I'm going to be doing a track day in this car in the upcoming video here. So be sure to check that out. I'm going to kind of run it against my C5 Z06. We're going to kind of compare that. And I have multiple track days at Las Vegas Outside Road Course this year. So we're going to be running all kind of stuff. And I really want to do some comparisons and just see what hangs, and see how far apart things are. I'm really curious. My C4 ZR1, I really want to get it out there. I'm really curious how close I can get to the Z06. Anyway, this is dream stuff to me, guys, just so you know. I'm just being clear. This was stuff I dreamed about when I was young, and having Corvettes like this, totally crazy to me. Thank everybody involved, everybody who's bought a product from KnightDriveTV. None of this would happen without the support of the community and buying products and things like that. And us getting them delivered, obviously, through this pandemic times and stuff was crazy. But infotainment. So the interface is interesting. C6 was still very traditional radio stack, very traditional gauge cluster. The C7 gauge cluster, little weird to me. The information panel is very small in the center of the tack. There's no other parts that you can configure. That's kind of weird. It's fine. Kind of small to see though. The tack in the center, the speedo off to the left. It's cool that they were kind of doing something that was more enthusiast and driver focused. But I'm just not sure the feel of that gauge cluster. It's a little hard to see some of the things off to the left and right. It's fine. The infotainment, though, I think is probably, I always knew about the cubby. The cubby's cool. We have an ATS-V. It has a even crazier cubby. The whole thing flips out like this. It comes out and then you tuck away. Since we have a 2016 ATS-V, it has the PDR, it has the mag ride, it has all the things that I felt like a lot of things were happening in Corvette and C7. So I kind of thought that the C7 was going to have a closer kind of relationship to the ATS-V. I mean, I don't want to say this too quickly, but I'm trying to think about the ATS-V is a whole nother level interior wise, experience wise, even the Q system and stuff like that, a lot better than what's in C7. That C7 screen feels extremely dated. It feels like something that should be in a C6. I like the little motorized cubby. That's cool, but man, the screen's, I mean, it's terrible. And so, like, you know, I was really thinking about it because I have this product that, you know, obviously it's going to replace that screen. And I've been using the C6 MaxDin, and I have the C5 MaxDin coming out, and these screens are so responsive. They're, I mean, just the touch interface, the having the live traffic data, the wireless CarPlay. I mean, really, you know, and doing a trip from California like this, I mean, that would be very valuable. And I mean, that system is worthless. I mean, it's just like the navigation in the C6. I mean, it's worthless. You know, at this point, you don't have traffic data. It just doesn't update the same. It's very old looking and already kind of like, you know, PlayStation 2 looking. So honestly, I think this product's going to be, it's going to be really good for C7 if and the big key is if they've got the programming and the interfacing down. If they don't, it's going to be a lot more work. So that's what we're going to find out. And that kind of wraps the buying of a C7 video. I know I told you guys that I was going to put the intro to all the MaxDin and stuff, potential MaxDin product in this video, but I'm actually going to save it for the next because I don't know how long this ran, and I just kind of want to introduce you guys to it. So the way I'm going to wrap this up is I'm going to give you a real nice kind of look at the car, walk around it just real quick, and then we're going to kind of push this to the next one. So that being said, Lace is going to go through the documents over here. She's going to find the truth, all the service records. Are you finding a lot of stuff as I was blabbing to people?
I mean, maintenance, I mean, very few things done to it. That it seems like when it was about, I mean, a lot of this was in like May of 15.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hopefully he changed the oil. He said he did. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't see much on like recent stuff, but definitely like all the older stuff that was done. Like there was a recall on it, and like there was a humming from the transmission. It seems like shifting into all gears, and they said that they noted that it was on other vets too.
Yeah.
The notes of other vets, so it was apparently a problem.
Obviously, C5 guys, anybody waiting, watching, a lot of stuff's coming. I'm going to try and put some videos out. I've taken a break, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed the little video. I don't know how long it was, but it was an experience, and it's another little thing me and Lace went out and did, and got another Corvette, and now we got a full driveway, so time to sell some stuff. So catch you on the next one.